At the time when I went to America to study, I worked for the Korea Fair Trade Commission, which is a competition agency in Korea, whose mission is to enforce antitrust law. I wanted to have a chance to study antitrust law in Korea. Financial crisis broke out in 1997. So I had a very difficult time, but I could overcome the difficulties. And then I could get the dual degree. Yes, no, I got JD degree and MS accounting degree in Syracuse. So I am very proud of that. While I was at Syracuse, I was a president of then Korean Law Student Association. We were strongly attached to each other. Within the association, senior students did mentoring for the junior students by conveying their experiences and providing valuable information necessary for taking courses, studying. We got together so often. That is good memory. Yes. I would like to name Dean Braverman. He was my advice professor. He taught the Constitution and essay writing skills. He was very kind and generous. He helped me to solve difficult problems I was facing at the time.
Mr. Seok-Jun Lee is a very successful lawyer professionally. He works at one of the most prestigious law firm in Korea, Yulchon, for the intellectual property law. I believe he works at the Korean government before he went to the law school at Syracuse College of Law. He's a former president of the Korean Alumni Association, and then he provided a very calming and confident presence at the alumni gathering so that Korean alums feel more comfortable and then be approached to the president and then the senior alums. I think it was about 4 years ago when Dean Boyce and then Dean Sophie and then the associate Dean Andrew visited to the South Korea. At that time, Mr. Lee, Seok-Jun Lee, was president. Then he very welcomed the law school faculty at that time with a very warming heart. We got a really great communication with the Syracuse Law School and the Korean alumni because of the Mr. Lee's effort.
Many SU law alumni in Korea achieved great success in all walks of life. They help each other in getting a job and advancing careers. Most of my clients are SU alumni who are mostly legal directors of big global companies. They are very helpful to my practice.
College of Law chose a really perfect person for this award. I believe it's not only for the Mr. Lee. That's the very defining milestone for the Korean Alumni Association to receive this award. The reason he's a perfect choice is he's being very great effort on the building the relationship between the Syracuse University College of Law and then Korean Alumni Associations.
I am very proud and honored to receive such a prestigious award. There are so many great alumni other than me in Korea, as you know. I think I received this award just as a representative of all Korean SU Law alumni.
The law was something that really stood out to me because it seemed to me like a career that was provide avenues of justice, reform, regardless of who you were, who you are, where you came from. The law at least gave you the promise of providing a forum where you could have your concerns and your grievances vetted, and you have a full and fair opportunity to do so. And I wanted to be a part of a profession that offered that opportunity to folks. By nature, I'm a very shy, introverted person. I think the military had this way of moving you around every 3 years. So that forced you to get out of your shell and interact with people and get to meet folks. That's a very important trait that I developed and learned and is useful for law, especially when you're dealing with people from different socioeconomic backgrounds, from different cultures. It helps to be able to break the ice. And it showed me just how much and how small this world is and how important it is for us to continue to work together. The professors that I think had an impact on me or where I am in the law and how I think about the law are, sure, there. William Banks was a great professor of mine in constitutional law. I admired him very much. I look up to him and still do. I think he's an outstanding professor. Robin Paul Malloy with economics. And law and economics, the interrelationship between the two disciplines. He taught me a lot. The study of law is very demanding, so I spent a lot of time in libraries when I had the opportunity, and a lot of time studying. And at the time, I had 2 young children who are now adults, and we had a young family. So spending time with family, making time to include them into this process was important to me. I didn't want to leave them out of it.
So when I think of Ramon, I think that he is one of the people in my law firm, when I see him down the hall or I see that he's in his office, I'm glad he's here. He is friendly, he is warm, he is a deep thinker, he's smart, compassionate, open-minded, and was a great person to have as my law partner and in the Mackenzie Hughes law firm. I think Ramon's recent appointment by the governor as a Court of Claims judge, I know that myself and all of my law partners at Mackenzie Hughes are incredibly excited for him, and we are also very proud of him. He will be a wonderful Court of Claims judge, fair, equitable, open-minded, and compassionate, and really what more can you ask of an individual? Syracuse
gave so much to me. It's a big reason why I'm here today. It's a great university, it's a great institution. I want to do my part in helping to promote it and to give back to the students who are there and to show that, hey, look, Syracuse produced this guy. There's hope for me too. We know that there's a lot of negativity in television shows and movies, and it's good to go back and show, especially the younger generation, that there are avenues for professional success. And these are the ways that you can achieve success. Don't forget that there are people who are behind you who need some kind of leadership sometimes, to look up and see that there are positive role models in the community. I think one of the largest impacts he has had on the local community is that he is an excellent immigration lawyer. He has allowed people to live better lives, whether allowing them to come and live in this country or allowing them to come and work in this country. He has really made the world a better place for many, many people to live in. He has also been very much involved in many not-for-profit organizations that truly help the community. Ramon also shows a great deal of humility. He is not an individual who I'm sure was expecting this award, was probably very surprised by this award. He just does things because he feels that those are the right things to do, to help others. Humility, humbled by it, appreciation for the university recognizing my efforts, my colleagues recognizing my efforts, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. Almost those identical emotions that I experienced when I was told that I had been nominated to the Court of Claims. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for the recognition. And I hope to continue to be a part of Syracuse University and do my part in promoting the great things that the university is doing.
The law affects everyone's life. And I was born in the mid-'60s. And from my perspective, growing up, most often, the law, as it was applied to my family and my community, wasn't the most positive experience. So I pursued a law degree really because I wanted to use the law as a vehicle for positive change for people of color, for sure, but for society in general. one of the things that really impressed me about Syracuse Law was that it offered significant opportunities to engage in clinical experiences. I really enjoyed my time in the criminal law clinic, and it definitely helped me transition from law school into litigation after graduation. The student body came from all over the United States, and you don't often get that from a state school. We also had a fair amount of international students. And I enjoyed interacting with students from different parts of the country, vastly different cultures and experiences. And my fondest memories of law school really are connected to the friendships and the connections I made, over breakfast, over tea, over a bagel and a donut down in that cafeteria. And although I didn't have Professor Wilhelmina Rubin Cook as a professor at the time, she was the only Black professor there. And so myself and most of the other students of color often sought her out for advice and encouragement.
When I think of Judge Thompson, I see a great legal mind with a deep connection and commitment to his community. And that includes both his geographical community in New Jersey and his community at the College of Law. And although he has such a successful career as an attorney and judge, he's humble and he doesn't always take himself too seriously. And I think that's part of why he's such a great judge to work for. He provides all of his clerks with the tools they need to excel post-clerkship. And that includes a sense of public service. Throughout my time as his clerk, I was always amazed at how many different projects he was involved in to support various initiatives for the betterment of his community generally, and also the legal profession.
It was important for me to be involved with BALSA while at Syracuse because, law school is challenging generally. It's particularly challenging for many Black students and students of color. Most of the Black students that I knew were first-generation law students. BALSA was supportive, it was nurturing. I feel like BALSA pushed the doors of law school open to me and other students like me. And what I really endeavored to do while I was there involved in BALSA is push the doors a little further open for students coming behind me.
As an advocate, he's had such a great impact on his community in New Jersey through his robust legal career, as well as the College of Law through his dedication to hiring alumni. And it's because of this commitment to his community generally and his support for people of color specifically that I cannot think of anyone more deserving of this award than Judge Thompson.
The award is named after William Herbert Johnson, the first Black graduate of Syracuse University College of Law in 1903. And although an excellent student, Mr. Johnson was not admitted to the bar during his lifetime. So Mr. Johnson's legacy of excellence and struggle made it possible ultimately for me to attend and thrive at Syracuse Law School. BALSA's legacy of excellence and struggle made it possible for me to attend and thrive at law school. I'm honored to receive the award. I'm humbled to receive the award, and I accept it on behalf of my family, on behalf of Mr. Johnson and his family, BALSA, and all those who made it possible for me and people like me to succeed in law school, but also to succeed in the law after